Alright guys, so today we're checking out the brand new Sudio A2 Hybrid Active Noise Cancelling earbuds. Now we've checked out some other earbuds from Sudio in the past, and normally they have a very clean design. They're a Swedish company, and I've always just really been a fan of the design because it's not anything flashy, it's not anything over the top. It's usually very simple and clean, and that definitely applies to this new budget pair of active noise canceling earbuds. And I say budget because this pair does retail for 69 bucks. Right now on Amazon, it's on sale for $59, but on Amazon Prime Day, you can actually pick these up for 49 bucks. So to be able to pick up a pair that has active noise canceling for under 50 bucks, and it's from a company that I've really enjoyed their audio in the past, I definitely thought it was worth checking out. So we're gonna talk about the noise canceling and some of the features that these have. We're gonna talk about what all comes inside the box and see if it's worth the $70 retail price or if it's worth waiting and trying to pick them up for about 50 bucks. Now to start with, these do have Bluetooth 5.2, but they only have AAC and SBC playback, so there's no high-end Bluetooth codecs here. And this pair does kind of confuse me a little bit. Now it has active noise canceling, and pretty much every pair that I've tested that has noise canceling usually has a transparency mode, and this pair doesn't. It's just active noise canceling, or it's normal mode, which is just listening to it with the noise canceling off. And I want to go ahead and get this out of the way at the top of the video. If you are specifically looking at these for noise canceling, this is not its strongest point. I mean, in fact, switching between noise canceling on and noise canceling off, the only thing that I can notice is there is a slight bass boost when it comes to listening to these with the noise canceling on. So it is very surprising that the noise canceling seems to be non-existent, because the noise canceling does affect the battery life quite a bit, which we'll talk about. And another thing that I thought was very interesting, because Sudio does have an app, and we've seen it work with some previous models of their other earbuds, this pair does not work with Sudio's app. Now, I do understand that this is a budget pair, so they do have to pull back on some features, but I would have liked to have seen them be compatible with that. That way you have a little bit of options when it comes to EQing or, you know, keeping your earbuds updated and things like that. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they do come in rated at IPX4, and this is normal for noise canceling earbuds because you have to have some sort of protection to be able to cover the microphones, but you don't want to cover them up too much because that would usually affect the quality of the noise canceling and also the quality on the microphones when you're taking phone calls. As far as what all you get inside the box, you do get 4 sets of silicone ear tips, and it also comes with one of those very tiny USB-C cables, and you are going to have to use a USB-C cable because these do not have Qi wireless charging. So that's another thing that I wish that these had, but because it's a budget pair, I understand why it doesn't. But speaking of the charging, battery life is very impressive on this pair, especially if you use them with the noise canceling off, because you can get up to 9 hours on the earbuds and around 30 hours using the case. But if you do decide to use these with the noise canceling on, and again, the only reason you would do that is to get a little bit more bass, you're going to get about 6.5 hours on the earbuds with around 21 hours using the case. And again, another feature that these don't have is there is no fast charge feature. Now, I've seen this on very inexpensive earbuds, so I really wish and thought they would have some kind of fast charging on this pair. Now, moving over to looking at the actual case and the earbuds themselves. Again, the design is very simple. The case is a round pebble-like design. It is very smooth and very slippery, so definitely keep that in mind. But on the back, you can see the USB-C input for charging. And then around on the front, you have 4 indicator lights. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. But when you pop open the lid, you can see that these earbuds have the stem style design, and the actual body of the earbuds is a little bit thicker than some of the other ones that we've tested. Now, if this is to cram in a slightly bigger battery to get the battery life, I can take that trade-off because I'm not one of those that really cares how they look while they're in my ears, but these do stick out a little bit more than some of the other ones that we've tested. Now, as far as the controls on this pair, they do use touch controls, and I am happy to say that these give you control over everything. So you have your play, your pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, you have volume control, and then also, like I said earlier, you have the ability to switch these into noise canceling mode or the normal listening mode. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, these are using dual mics, and they're using what they call Vivid Voice, which is basically a way to try to elevate your voice during phone calls. And it's also doing a pretty decent job of blocking out your surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is the mic test using the A2s. And again, I think it does a very good job of picking up my voice. In fact, I do think it sounds a little bit brighter than it does on most earbuds. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound, because I feel like Sudio kind of took a different approach than most other earbuds that are coming out, because this isn't a bass heavy earbud. In fact, they have definitely focused a lot more on the clarity, because this is a brighter sounding earbud. I had no issues with vocals because mids are really pushed forward, where it doesn't matter what genre you're listening to, and it doesn't matter if it's male or female vocalists, they always sound right up front. And the rest of the music actually has quite a bit of space to it. Now, again, I don't know if this is because the bass isn't overpowering and trying to close things in, so it really leaves these sounding spacious, and being able to tell where sounds are coming from, this pair just handles with no problem. And this leans back to these being a brighter sounding and more detail oriented earbud. So if you're used to having that bass heavy sound, or even like a warmer sound on earbuds or headphones because they're leaning more towards bass, this is going to throw you off at first. Again, you don't see a lot of them that focus a lot more on treble and mids, and it's kind of refreshing to listen to this pair. I mean, you're hearing a lot more things that are usually kind of pushed back, especially with genres like metal, where bass is just a little too overpowering at times and can muddy things up. This pair just comes through very clean. So to wrap this video up, my overall opinion is, because this is a budget-friendly pair of active noise canceling earbuds, you are losing some features that some I even think are questionable, because you don't have that app support. There is no transparency mode, although this is a noise canceling pair of earbuds. There's no Qi wireless charging, there's no fast charging, but I still have to come back to the fact that this is really good battery life on a pair in this price range, and the audio is just way too good to overlook. In fact, if you just kind of push away all the features altogether, the audio alone makes this pair worth checking out even in this price range. I mean, it really is unique, and it's kind of hard to explain or try to portray in a video. But when you test so many, you see that most earbuds are going for that U-shaped sound signature. And this pair kind of does that. It does push up the bass quite a bit, but it really pulls out a lot of details. And again, I really enjoyed using these. But guys, that wraps up my video on the brand new Sudio A2 True Wireless Earbuds. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.